All right, on this week's expose, we are talking about Mercury, Cicely Kincaid. She was made in August of 2003 in the New Mutants Volume 2. Cicely is a mutant. She is an Irish American. She was raised in Portland, Oregon by her parents. And then her mutant ability actually kicked in. Her mutant ability is she is basically I forget the name of the guy from Terminator, but the villain from the second one. Like he was like the T-1000 or whatever.
Yeah.
She's made of mercury, like a liquid metal, and she can distort her body to fit through places. She can actually make weapons out of her hands or any portion of her body. She can stretch it also as well. But a little bit about her, she came to, so when her mutant ability, she was kind of the girl next door. Everyone loved her. She was a popular cheerleader. And then her mutant abilities kicked in, and hers were the kind that you couldn't really hide that you were a mutant at all because it changed her body into liquid metal. So her parents actually hid her in her house after her mutant abilities kicked in, but then she went to the Xavier Institute. From there, she became a part of Emma Frost's team, the Hellions, and there she was also kind of, they all became the new X-Men. So it was like the Academy X. She's got an amazing story too, where she was one of the 198 that survived the dissemination day, and they used her skin. These people basically took her skin and created like a liquid werewolf dog that hunted mutants and ate them and went after them. So it was a really cool storyline. I highly suggest you guys checking anything out from her. My favorite comic from her volume is the New Mutants Childhood Ends Volume 4. Check it out.
Yay!
That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bayville, my new home. It's time you remember why they call me Storm.
Look at me, I'm fat. Do I look that bad to you? Easy, Fuzzy Elf. Everything is going to be just fine.
Storm. Storm. That was tight. I give it 2 thumbs up.
Welcome to this week's Solving for X. My name is Sean. I'm your ultimate excavationist.
And I'm something of an X-fan myself, Kevin.
And I am your astonishing X-Men stan, Ryan.
Yay! Well, boys, we had a previously on last week. I feel like, why does it feel like we recorded so long ago? I don't know why it feels that way. It was just a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I was thinking that today when I was prepping for this. I was like, I feel like I haven't spoke to the boys in a while.
Yeah.
Even though we text daily.
Yeah, true. Last week's question was previously on whose power would be most beneficial for camping. I got some interesting responses. Like everybody was very steadfast in their answer. Like I had Phoenix Cody Ridley write in saying Iceman is the obvious choice because he can make like a refrigerator basically for the food, for the fish. He can make barriers with his ice. He can make like weapons even. So, I mean, that was an interesting answer. We also had, we all said Spike. We said because he can make like the bones, he can make spears, kind of the same as Iceman. He can make structures.
He
Kitty
can make
didn't
a
get a lot
barrier
of love. He can make a barrier, yeah. We did have one right in for Kitty, but this was actually a 3-way tie. 3-way tie.
What?
So
our first throuple?
Yes. So Sunspot won with 54%, and the other three got roughly about 15%. It awarded 1 extra point to Spike just because it had to give it to someone. But technically, it's a tie. It's a tie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. So I like that people were pretty passionate about that one. People, love their mutants and they love debating how they use their powers. So that was fun. Thank you, everybody who participated.
And I think anybody who has a mutant power, you're going to try to be resourceful with it so you can try to use it in creative ways. And pretty much anybody will have, some place they can use it, some place that it will be useful. So,
yeah. Exactly. True. Unless it's Cypher, then he just understands languages really well.
Yeah.
But even that
can talk to the animals in the woods.
There you go.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it be his first tree that he spoke to?
Yeah, wouldn't it be his first tree? He likes talking to wood. I came across something fun. As I've said on this podcast before, I'm reading through Spider-Man from the beginning, just like I did with X-Men. I came across Untold Tales of Spider-Man 0, which was published, I think, in July 1997, I want to say. They did a month of, origin stories for each of their comics. This one stuck out to me because this one did not have, technically it did not have Peter Parker in it. It was all about Richard and Mary Parker, his parents, and about their last mission they went on. So I promise this will come all the way around to X-Men. On their last mission, Mary is hesitant. She doesn't want to go, but she says she's not letting Richard do this alone. They get sent overseas to save someone who has been, I think it was a spy who's been kidnapped. When they get there, the spy who's been kidnapped, Logan, they free him, right? And they take Logan home, and then they get checked out in the hospital afterwards just to make sure they're fit. And Mary has this kind of almost fainting spell. She doesn't actually faint, but she kind of blacks out real quick. And the doctor comes, he says, "Oh, no wonder this is happening in your condition. She's pregnant with Peter." So she was told that she's pregnant right there with Richard and Logan. And I love this because to me, it explains why Wolverine has always had an affinity for Spider-Man, whether he knows Peter is their son or if he just remembers fondly, those Parkers that saved me. So I thought it was cute and wanted to share.
Neat. Aww.
I like that. Yeah. I like that a lot. I never knew that story. Makes me want to read it. Thanks, Sean.
You should read it. You're welcome. Some more Spider-Man news for you. I wanted your thoughts. I've gone through the many phases of grief with this one. So Hudson Thames, who is the voice of Spider-Man in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is currently coming out on Disney Plus, said that he was afraid the show would be annoying and woke, and he's happy it's not. Yeah. So what are our thoughts on this?
I don't like that because go ahead, Kev. You go first.
Yeah, because we're in a time where we want to be, open-minded and awake and stuff. I know how people can take it too far, so maybe that's what he's afraid of, it being too, I don't know, too preachy or something. But I don't know. I feel like it's a weird thing to say. It's a weird thing to say at a time. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
What were you going to say, Ryan?
So right away I was like, I don't like that. Yeah. I don't like it at all. Just the way they said it. But then also that's what he said. We don't know how he was phrasing it. He could be completely fine with the aspect that the show is woke, but he could be afraid that the viewers won't accept it because it's too woke. Maybe that's what he meant by it too. But so I want to know how he actually, what he meant by it in the actual, if he was afraid that the viewers won't accept it because the show is too woke, or if he himself thought the show was too woke.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because I automatically went to anger, and I automatically went to, X-Men 97 is pretty woke, as people say, and that's the best cartoon of 2024. And then I would actually argue, like, okay, for example, when Sex and the City came out with what's it called? The second show?
Like That's It or something? I don't know.
Yeah, then whatever the sequel series was. That first season was everybody in that season was, transgender, non-binary. It just got to a point where it's like, okay, this doesn't happen in reality this much. So I can understand how that was a lot, but maybe that's what he meant. But I would argue that Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is exactly what we want. It shows a Middle Eastern person in a hijab. It shows characters that we know as white, the Osborns. It shows them as a different race. It shows, was it Dr. Kurt Connors is now a woman in this continuity?
Yeah,
so, like,
Carla Connors. Yeah.
Yeah, Carla Connors. So this is giving me what I want. It gives me representation. So my main thought is if Hudson Thames is saying he's happy that the show's not woke because he doesn't like woke, it shows how dumb the other side is and how much they don't understand what our terms mean. Kind of like Antifa meant anti-fascist. They don't know what they're fighting for.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think, too, like... I've lost my train of thought. Well, I feel like, because there's a sensitivity there where you just want representation. You want it to feel natural. You want it to be, seen and heard, but not, like tokenism in a way. Because, like the Charmed reboot, they were throwing things in there just to say they can do it. They weren't actually representing them. They're just saying, look what we got, and that's where it's insulting, I think. And so maybe it's that line.
To be honest with you, I liked the show. I did have an issue with it. Like, I did have an issue after watching the first 2 episodes. Like, just the way that Peter got his spider bite and all that stuff. I was like, wait a minute, this is like, I've never, ever seen it happen this way, ever. And I like that, like Doctor Strange is being his kind of Tony Stark in this one. So, I don't know. That was the issue. That was the only issue that I had. I liked that the Osborns were a different race. I liked that his new best friend, was a lesbian, and they actually addressed that. They even made a comment about it I'm not sure if it was episode 1 or episode 2, but I love it. And I love Nico too. So, The Runaways is another amazing, amazing comic. I highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah. I love The Runaways. I became obsessed with that.
I bought all of the little booklets of it as soon as I found out before what's the app that we have? Unlimited was a thing.
Marvel Unlimited. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like when the show came out, the whole first season, they didn't run away. So my husband at the time called it the stay-at-homes.
The show was a choice.
Yeah, it did what it did, and it worked for what it was, but it did have kind of a slow start for that.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
But...
All right, well, let's get into today. Finally, we're on Walk on the Wild Side. Finally, I know what the fuck happened to Blob's hair. Finally, I get to see the scene with Duncan asking Jean out. I was like, why is this such a big deal? Now I fully understand. We're all on the same page. Let's talk about it.
Well,
this came out.
I was going to say, are we excited for our first Xavier-free episode, too?
I know.
Yes!
I know. Get out of here.
This was great.
I was like, oh, God, girl power and Xavier free? Fucking sign me up, please.
More like this, please. All right, so this released March 2nd, 2002, written by Sidney Clark, Stephen Granite, and Greg Johnson, directed by Frank Parr. Kick us off.
Will do. All right. Cyclops uses his gloved hand, which is gloved, to scan a portal and enters an elevator. It takes him down to the lower levels under construction. Do we know why this construction is happening again? Are they just making something new?
They're going to show that in season 4. An episode in there was out of place, so it's going to fill us in on what's going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
It's like, where
That makes
are we?
Yeah, this was weird.
Was it
I
Danger
was
Room
like, did
stuff?
this happen
No.
when? Yeah, did this happen when Artie took over, or I'm sorry, Arcade?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. All right. Xavier made us all forget it. That asshole. He's
That
still
asshole.
somehow in this episode.
Yeah, he's there. He's just blocking us.
Exactly. He comes across Jean and Magma practicing to use their powers. Magna feels she isn't ready. Scott radios down to remind Jean that Amara needs to get to school. Jean points out a crack in the rock bridge Amara made. Amara feels like a failure.
Jean was such a bitch for that. It's almost perfect, but there's a crack. Fuck you, Jean.
I know. She's like trying to be like, use this as a learning opportunity. I'm like, it's fine. It's functional. Leave it. Let it be.
Right.
The only reason that it broke was because a freaking giant rock fell on it, not because of the little crack.
Yeah. I did think it was funny that Scott opened the door with his gloved hand. How did it read his fingerprints? How did it read his fingerprints?
I have no idea.
But yeah, when it first started, I thought his hand was Kitty's. It was so dainty. It was just so dainty. It's like, oh, hand. Read my hand.
You know what they say about a guy with dainty hands?
No, I don't.
Me neither. I was hoping you could tell me.
Well, what I can tell you is, as the girls begin to leave the cavern, a rock comes loose and begins to fall. Jean orders Amara to melt it back into place. Amara hesitates. The rock falls. Jean mentally catches it and Scott blasts the rock. Jean be mad Scott helped, especially when he starts mansplaining about how he saved them. The trio take the elevator back upstairs. Jean lectures Scott on men helping when they're not needed. Jean and Amara retreat to their rooms.
I love that Amara, like, the entire time was totally, like, mirroring everything that Jean was doing.
Yes,
like, her hands and everything. She had her arms crossed. Like, it's like... I was like, she was being a bitch to you earlier. You don't have to stand up for her. You could actually be on Scott's side if you want.
But it made me love her even more. She's so cute. The way she's like little Jean. She's mini
like,
Jean.
She's like a little sister, It's super sweet.
Yeah.
She totally is. And she's looking for... she's looking for a big sister in this episode.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So do you guys feel that Jean could have handled this on her own?
Absolutely. She had that rock.
Yeah.
She's gonna grab it. She was gonna float it, levitate it, whatever.
Even if she just had to move it out of the way. Like, she's done, she's moved Blob, or like,
right.
like.
But nothing moves the Blob.
That like is somehow in my head at least twice a month. Like, I'll just randomly hear it.
Oh, Ryan, you've been telling me about the series, and I just read the one that came out, NYX Nix, and it's the one where I died. Speaking of, Hellion attacked, and he said the line, "Welcome to die," and I just exploded in my pants because that is a direct reference to Magneto in the X-Men arcade game, and I loved it so much. I screenshotted it and sent it to Chris right away because we love saying that.
And then even Kamala calls it out too, being like, "Oh, now you're quoting a retro video game."
Yeah, and she said, "I need to get you to an arcade fast." That was great.
It's such a good... I really like NYX a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
It's good. It's so good. Yeah. It's my favorite
of
the new series.
Yeah, I like that, and X Factor. It's just fun.
Mm.
Have you read that one yet?
I'm having a hard time with it. I'm on like a few episodes in, or comics in, but yeah, I don't know. I like it and I don't.
Have you met Granny yet?
Yes.
I love her.
We should highlight her on Expose.
Yes.
When the time is right. You never know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, we'll stop gabbing, Kevin. I'm sorry.
I just don't do anything. I know nothing. I'm terrible.
You are Jon Snow.
I don't watch TV. I don't read things. I just sit in my corner. All right, whatever. It's fine.
We're here for you. We will tell you the stuff you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, crazy. So anyway, meanwhile, at the Brotherhood of Bayville boarding house, boom, boom, all these bees, the alliteration, I love it. Boom Boom uses her power to blast open the bathroom door, interrupting Toad's monthly shower. Boom, 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 bombs, Toad's shower. Then she's like, hey, you dropped your soap. On the way, she touches Blob's hair, which is still there. She's like, hey, don't you know, like, mohawks are so old-fashioned, whatever she says. And then he's like, hey. And then she asks Lance Alvers if there is still gas in the Jeep. Lance suddenly hears his Jeep driving away. She's so badass, bitchy.
Oh, boom, boom.
Oh, boom,
Just
boom.
does
You're
what
such
she
a
wants.
naughty.
I know. I would hate her, but I still love her. I love her, but I'm like, ugh, you know what I mean?
I know. I have questions. Like, A, why do
Yeah.
they put up with her? B, how do they keep fixing the bathtub every day?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Boom Boom's even that way. I mean, she's kind of that way in the comics too. Like, you love her and you hate her.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, she's naughty googly.
Yeah. So they nailed her. They did a really good job at her.
Yeah.
When you say they nailed her.
Literally, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, someone's going to say something. At school later, Kitty shows Amara the ropes. She gives advice about sitting near a window to have the perfect view of the track team sweating. Horny! Kitty rushes to class, leaving Amara to figure out high school. Amara finds her class and takes a seat by the window. Enter Boom Boom, who sits next to her. Amara tells Boom Boom that she feels Jean is pushing her too hard. Boom Boom invites Amara out for a mall date. Get in, loser, we're going to the mall. The two girls then go to the window to watch the track team. Horny!
You sound like in Mortal Kombat when the guy
That's
would
exactly
come over
what
and
I
be
wanted to do.
Toasty! That's great.
That's what I was aiming for. Thank you.
Okay. I get
And
what
is
you're
this the
putting
scene
down.
Is this the scene with the 2000s moment where she comes in with the headphones on?
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning?
2000s moment.
Oh, it is a
I
2000s
think
moment.
it is. 2000s moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
I want you in my room.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do we think about them being so horny for the track team? Was that a thing? That was never a thing
It
for
was-
me.
It was funny to me. I was like, oh my goodness, but sure. I mean, because they're probably
Right.
all running with their shirts off.
Oh, okay. Then I get it. I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Tank
we're
tops and
also
shorts off.
remember in Juno, this was in the early 2000s, so like boxers were a huge thing too. Probably saw those
Oh,
guys
yeah.
running around seeing those
Oh.
dogs.
See, it's all. I mean, it's all there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the subtext. You're right. Boxer shorts and those dongs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn, I was sitting in the wrong seats in high school.
And they're just like, oh look, they're coming. It was so like, oh my god.
right. It was such a
Kids
moment.
show.
I know. Later, school is out. School's out for summer. Jean wanders around looking for Amara. She sees Amara riding shotgun with Boom Boom. Literally, Boom Boom is blowing shit up as she drives away. Jean reprimands Scott for manning himself around. She can do stuff without a man. Enter Duncan. He has 2 ticks to Sadie Hawkins next month 2 episodes ago. This sets Jean off even further. The girls ask the guys to Sadie. Jean takes Scott's keys and goes after Amara and Boom squared.
Nice. Cool.
I love when Amara literally just is like
yes.
Wait.
She's so cute.
She's a very fun character. I like her.
She is.
She is. A car pulls up in front of 2 dudes sitting on a bench. Kissing. Boom squared pulls up behind the car, and the 2 girls watches the park bench dudes carjack the car. Gasp! Boom squared chases after them. Jean pulls up to a light just in time to see the carjackers about to run over a mom and daughter. It was so weird. She's like, "Hey, mommy, hold me, whatever." It was super weird. Like, why do we have to give her dialogue? Why do we have to have lines? I don't know, but okay. She mentally stops the car with the mom and daughter safe. The car continues its drive like, oh, okay, whatever. It blows through the intersection with Boom Boom in hot pursuit. Jean drives after them.
And this is when we get the very innocent looking, like, Amara wave at Jean. Like, nothing's happened. We're not chasing after car thieves or anything. She's like, "Hi, Jean. I'm just riding in this car. Hi."
I know. She's driving kind of fast, but it's okay. I'm cool. I'm good.
Yeah.
Got my
We just
seatbelt
got
on.
a red light. Yeah.
I'm responsible.
I'm safe.
It wasn't even mandatory at this time. Amara begs Boom Squared to stop the chase. Boom Boom tells Amara to melt the tires. Amara does. Boom Boom finishes the job by blowing up the car from the inside. The carjackers try to get away, but Jean mentally uses bricks to build a wall around them. Boom Boom is excited about the teamwork. Jean tells everyone to bounce before the fuzz get here.
It's funny to think of Jean saying that. We gotta bounce before the fuzz gets here.
Let's be honest, Jean, you are the fuzz.
Yes, you are. So, am I weird in that if this were my car, I would rather it be ruined and exploded than let the carjackers get away with it? I'd be like, at least that happened.
Yeah, because at least, they have to suffer too. You didn't get what you wanted, so suck it. And there's a certain satisfaction in that.
I've got insurance. You're going to jail.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly.
I hate that that's what I thought of as well, too. And I'm like, well, he has insurance probably, so that he'll be able to get a new car now. Like,
yeah, exactly. Back at the manor, the kids watch the news on the carjacking that was thwarted by a group of good Samaritans. Who could it be? The news announces the carjackers are a part of a bigger carjacking ring. Jean tells Amara to keep the chase a secret. The ladies leave the room and Scott falls over in his chair. For reasons. And we have another 2000s moment, but we always do, because every episode they show a TV somewhere, and the TVs are so outdated, so it's just a TV again.
The boob tube.
The boob tube. I like boobs on my tubes.
I like on my breastplates.
Oh. Me? Okay. Later, Boom Boom starts boom, 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 booming. I want you in my rooming in the record store. Amara and Gina are there too. Next, the ladies go to the mall where the Where the clueless.
Were they clueless?
Oh, where they clueless. Okay, there we go. Yeah. The trio stops a tagging from happening. They're having so much fun, the trio turns into a foursome with Kitty. Like, she just appears. I'm part of it now, guys. Woo! Next, Rogue is invited along. The ladies all sport new leather outfits. The girls start to dance all sexy in the record store as Risty watches from afar, lurking behind a pillar bush. And... and, yeah, she's like, I want to be part of this, but I don't care. Whatever. Is this the music video section? Yeah, this is the music video section. It's pretty much a long music video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it has 2 pop culture moments here. I'm maybe reaching on one, but I'll let Ryan be the judge.
Pop culture moments.
So they steal exact scenes from... Huh?
Don't, because I was going to bring it up as well.
Oh, nice. Okay. So we're on the same page.
I have all of them too. So,
yeah. So they animate direct moments from The Craft, She's All That, and Coyote Ugly into this little music video part.
I have a different one. What's the She's All That one?
I don't know. I just saw that in the notes. I don't think I ever saw She's All That.
I didn't see She's All That. I saw Empire Records 1995.
Yeah.
Empire Records was the one where they're doing that whole like cross with the girls in the middle and they're doing this thing. That's Empire Records.
Okay.
That Coyote Ugly is the part where like Jean is with Kitty, I think, and they're doing like they're like
that was a sexy
together,
dance.
Yeah, that's Coyote Ugly, and then the Craft is walking down the hall and the kiss and stuff.
Yeah.
No Buffy though.
No Buffy.
I mean, really? They're not going to count that when the girls were dancing really close. It looks very close to when Buffy and Faith were dancing together.
That's the Coyote Ugly though.
But no, not when they were back to back. Like when they were kind of like just like yeah.
Because I thought they did the Faith and Buffy one when they did Rogue and Kitty dancing.
That's what it was. Okay, that's what I'm confusing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you for correcting me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, quick sidebar, I know we don't usually do that on this show, but rumors of the Buffy sequel show with Sarah Michelle Gellar attached?
Uh-huh.
I know, and it's going to be on Hulu, so it's not going to be connected to CW, and they won't do what they did to Charmed. Like how they destroyed the reboot, you know what I mean? Like, well, we've spoken about it a lot. That you thought you hate it, and that you said that if they should have done something cool, like use like the whole like Bruja aspect of it, if they were going to go down that avenue, and they didn't even do that. So, like I'm just So it's not going to be tied to like the stupid CW writers.
Yeah.
Charmed and Buffy were WB, not CW. So, yeah,
they were.
I'm not saying I'm not saying anything bad about the originals. I said the pre.
Right. I'm just bitter because Buffy still gets everything.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a better show. Our other pop culture moment. Are these leather outfits a nod to Extreme X-Men, the comic book that came out in September or 2001, written by Chris Claremont and drawn by Salvador De La Roca?
I totally believe so. I would totally. I mean, honestly, the red and the maroonish part of it. I know that it was really just Magma and Boom Boom that had the red and maroonish part, but those were the ones that looked very similar to like something that Kitty wore or the Storm outfit or, so I completely agree.
Okay, good. I'm glad you picked up on that too.
1,000%. Yeah. And then of course I had to dive down and I'm like, wait, was this made at the same time? And I'm like, because it was Grant Morrison time too. And I'm like, it was. Oh my gosh, it was.
They looked like vampire hex girls to me a little bit too.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember part of the reason why Extreme X-Men was made is because Grant Morrison wasn't using those characters. So they kind of gave it to Chris Claremont to be like, do what you want with these other characters. Because, I don't know, Storm's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. And I liked Extreme X-Men, but it also kind of like flew off the rails a lot too.
Yeah, I didn't love it. I'm going to be honest. As much as I love Chris Claremont, I think his writing very much was for a very specific time. I think he did a lot to bring X-Men into the popularity it is. But I kind of feel like his writing kind of, for me, kind of went downhill after the 90s. Like, I just don't think he writes to the type of comic we're reading today.
I agree. I completely agree. It's not as fast-paced. I know this sounds bad to say, but there's a lot more dialogue, actually, and like a lot more boxes. You know, like I don't even know how to describe it, but things that will like tell you like previews of like, oh, where you are and stuff like that.
And when you meet him, you know why. The way he talks to you, you know why.
Stop. You're right, though.
But yeah, I think he just came into the industry at a certain time, and he's still kind of in those ways, you know.
Yeah. And again, don't get me wrong, I love and respect the man. I think he's the greatest thing that ever happened to X-Men. I think he was writing inclusive stories when it wasn't popular too. He was already adding lesbian relationships between Mystique and Danger. He was already adding like different races. He was trying to make people, you know, different sexualities when he didn't have to be doing that. So I respect him a lot.
No, yeah. I mean, they said that he wrote basically Rachel and Rachel queer based, but he wasn't able to actually like bring it out yet.
That explains her hair in those early comics.
Yeah.
The other thing in this scene, real quick, 2000s moment. We're back to CDs. CDs.
Yes.
I saw it. I'm like, ooh, like it's not a DVD this time. It's a CD this time.
CD.
You know, because they're dancing, and you got the boom. You got the boom boom box with the things going.
Yeah, and no wonder Misty was in the CD shop because I mean, she loves him, that damn snake.
Snake.
I still giggle just thinking about a snake slithering away with a CD in its mouth.
Animate that.
That's normal. That's something you see every day.
Exactly. The news dubs the female five as the Bayville Sirens. They are thankful for the service they are doing to bring crime down in the city. But of course, the police want to stop this vigilante team for doing better than they can.
They can't look bad.
Exactly.
Right, man.
That's our job to not do.
Yeah. Well, let's not educate, you know, women because we don't want them looking better than us.
Amen.
Like,
oh my god.
I mean, that is kind of a lesson of the episode.
The times. Yeah.
Yeah. Back at school, Jean and the girls walk all slow-mo, sexy, all syncopated and shit. This looks familiar for some reason. Scott lurks at his locker, all suspicious and such as the girls walk by. Scott grabs Kurt and inducts him onto a secret mission for later that night. And this is our pop culture moment, the craft walk! The craft.
Yes, we mentioned it already, but this is where it happens.
Impact on us. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's crazy.
It makes me wonder, like, when these things came out, were they, like, trying to sneak them in there, or were they admitting that they were doing these things, or... I don't know. They're just like, hey...
Yeah, I wonder if this is like a Larry Houston situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've seen it. I've seen the side by side of the movie with the animation. It's literally like frame for frame. They trace that.
And that's because I watched one of all of the ones they did, and all the pop culture moments are exactly the same. They did that with the Coyote Ugly part, and they did that with the Empire Records part as well, and the Buffy part in the previous episode. Those are all exactly, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with new characters on them.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now it makes me kind of want to like dive into the actual writers of it to kind of find out like their story, like if they are like, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of the things that we have been mentioning are kind of like iconic like queer cult movies, you know what I mean? So I want to know if like maybe these writers are actually queer and that's the reason why they're putting this in here.
Is it time for us to go into a deep dive and try to get them on the show?
Well, I know Paul from Power of X-Men had a lot of them on his show, and he talked about his Buffy love and stuff like that, and the craft love. So I wonder if we can listen to those episodes and find out something.
Oh, let's do it.
Definitely.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I love a good deep dive.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Kevin.
You, my friend.
Me.
Don't worry, it looks like there's a lot of B words.
B words. Bitch.
Wait, I didn't write that.
We joke on Words of the Witches because the author of our book does not want to say the word bitch, and it's like, what is wrong with you? But it's fine. At the Brotherhood house later, Boom Boom goes through the routine of interrupting Toad's bathroom time and exploding the bathroom. Boom! Squared! It runs into Blob. He's mad she blasted off his hair in the night. She's like, look at my hair. It's like, oh, funny. I wonder how that happened. It's like, I think you look better. I was wrong that I think you look better than before. Like, bitch. There you go. There's the bitch. Lance has put a chain in the Jeep. He's like, you can't get this now because I changed it up. Really? Okay. Boom, boom, blast the chain and drives off. It's like, you didn't put gas in it.
Oh. She's such a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, I said it. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So finally the thing with Blob's hair. Finally we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Finally we're here.
I love it. Back at the Manor. Jean, Rogue, Kitty, and Magma sneak out. Unbeknownst to them, Scott and Kurt follow. Jean spots Scott's car and smiles. Just then, Boom Boom comes to pick them up in the Jeep. As they drive away, Jean spots car not being all clandestine and all. The girls have Kitty phase the Jeep through the train, cutting off Scott's pursuit.
This is another cool Kitty moment. Like, she's getting real comfortable phasing big objects with lots of people through things.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, don't pass out, girl.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, I feel like we have the word clandestine in our scripts quite a bit. Did you guys use this word a lot on Words of the Witches or something? But I was like, or is this like a favorite word of...
That's just Sean loves it.
Yeah.
Sean just loves it.
That's just a Seanism. Also, it's the title of an AFI short video that they did. So I don't know. That word just sticks with me because AFI is the greatest band of all time.
You do love AFI, yeah.
I love it.
And I always think of Wicked. I always go clandestinely. I do that all the time. So that's
Look
where
how music has warped us.
And then I was like,
which I just got. I got it now. Ooh, it's so good.
So I had seen it years and years. I've seen it like 5 times, but one of the times I saw it was with my mom, the actual like stage show. Yeah. And so I was watching the movie with her, and I could tell, like, I finally asked her, like, you don't really remember the stage show, do you? She's like, not really. Because she was like, why does everybody hate Elphaba? She's so nice. I'm like, just keep watching. And then when Fiero came in, she's like, oh, they're going to fight over him. Elphaba and Glenda are gonna fight over him. I'm like,
did you fall asleep when you saw this show?
I was like, do you remember any of it?
Oh, Molly.
Oh, mummy. All right. It's me, right? Yes. The ladies change into their sirens outfits and come across a carjacking. I think there's a Superman reference here. Was there? Because they say, like, what an interesting place to change, and they say the guy in the phone booth will not know how. Something like that. I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be like a Clark Kent thing.
That's clever. I didn't get it. I thought that, like, did someone see them? But yeah, that makes sense. It's just like, hey, Clark Kent, don't mind us.
Yeah. It wasn't a good line because it left us all like, huh? But they tried.
Yeah.
They give chase to the jacker. The car owner calls it in. The jacker. I didn't even think.
Giggity.
Oh my.
Giggity. The girls see the car disappear into a chop shop. The girls sneak in and are snuck up on by a group of boners. The sirens easily dispatch the boners, but not before spilling oil. Rogue absorbs one of their psyches. Boom Boom sets off a series of explosions. One of them catches the oil. Scott and Kurt see the fire from afar. Kurt ports them in.
The rogue absorption, that was a little odd too. Like, what just happened?
It was.
She's like, like, what?
He got dumber.
I kind of wanted to see her, like, bring on his mannerisms. I think that's a common, like, recurring complaint in this show is we never get to see her, like, especially when she was Blob.
Right. Although, to be fair, that one scene that was cut a little bit too. It was you can see it in the DVD a little bit more, but still, could have been longer.
I've heard that before.
I haven't. All right. What is happening? Too many boners and jackers over here. I just can't handle it.
I don't have that problem. There's never too many boners or jackers. Yeah.
Ditto.
Is it me?
Yes. Speaking of boners and jackers.
Yeah. It is me. All right. Kurt urges Scott to save the girls, but Scott tells him to let the ladies handle it. The sirens trap the boss man in a trunk. The oil fire is about to get to the car, and they're like, you don't see it. Scott discreetly blasted how the fire's away. Scott tells Kurt not to tell anyone. Let them have this one. As the sirens clean up their mess, a lady cop happens upon them. He's like, hold it. You're going to be arrested, girls. And they're like, no, we saved you guys. We took care of the bad guys. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm going to let you go if you stop doing what you're doing with the vigilanteline. And then she's like, you can go out those stairs, because I know. And Jean's like, thank you, nice lady. And then they go, and then the cop sneaks off sneakily to reveal that she is Mystique.
What?
Gasp.
So, do you think Scott blasting the car out of the way takes away from, like, the girl power vibe from this episode at all?
I do not.
No, not at all.
I think that was something they were negligent about. They were very much in their...
They could have killed the guy.
You know, they're reveling. They're reveling. Yeah. They were feeling good. They just had a misstep. And he's like, you know... And it's nice that he would be like, yeah, that I took care of that. Let them have that. It's nice. I think it's a good gesture.
Yeah,
I think there's
really
a huge growth in Scott in this episode, honestly. Like, it was... You can understand why he's your favorite, Kevin. You literally, in this episode, you can see that he realizes that he was wrong and he needs to be a better person, and he does. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's my X Factor.
Damn it, mine too.
Mine is adjacent to that, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Take us home, Ryan. Take us home.
Oh, you mean back at the manor? I had to get a little Paul in there.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that before.
Oh. Gene and Scott both try to get into the cookie jar. There's only one cookie left, but Scott
This is a euphemism.
Yeah.
Put the cookie down!
Gene tells Scott that they knew that he was following them. Gene admits that they got a little carried away with their girl power thing. The two sit and have a romantic milk and cookieing. They are hopeful that someday they are able to openly use their powers to help people and be celebrated for it. Bitch, don't hold your breath.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I have one question for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is this milk container? He holds up like a whole box with a handle on it.
It was like one of those.
That?
It looked like one of those water dispensers where you push the button and it goes in, you know? I'm like, what? I don't know. Just like take out the whole fridge. Here's my milk.
Too much.
It was weird.
I didn't even notice it my first time. I rewatched the episode today and I was like, what the hell is that?
Oh, super strange.
Very
Super
much
strange. All right. Let's talk about how we like this episode and rate it. Is it Britishly bitchin' like Emma, pretty cool like Iceman, Australian Wolverine, you kind of love it but kind of hate it, fat and sweaty like Jubilee, or unspeakable like X-Men Origins Deadpool? I'm going to say pretty cool like Iceman because it's obviously a filler episode, but it's like such a good filler episode. It's a good story.
Me? Okay. I was debating if I wanted to do pretty cool or Britishly bitch, and I couldn't tell because I knew it wasn't like high stakes, but it was always. I'll do pretty cool too because it's just super enjoyable. I think there are lots of really cool things to learn, and we get to see Magma come into her own, and we get to see more beautiful, wonderful things happening, and girl power and all that jazz. So,
Yeah.
so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to definitely go with pretty cool like Iceman. I love the episode. I like that, again, we get to meet a new character. We've already met Amara, but we've never had her voice or anything like that. So, again, we're just keep on expanding this cast, which I really, really love. Just the girl power aspect of it. Scott being the amazing person he is. And, yeah, I liked this episode quite a bit. So, pretty cool like Iceman.
Cool. Who would you say is the MXP or most excellent player?
Gasp. I said Jean. Because she likes hanging out with the girl group, but she also knows when to keep her cool and hold back. She doesn't really like escalate anger, and she can really like diffuse a situation. I think she's very well respected, and I think she's just a classy lady. She's doing good things here.
I'm going to say actually Cyclops for the reasons that we spoke about. Just he learned a lot, and the way that he even just said, no, let him have this. Like that, it just showed so much of a great leader. So I'm going to say Cyclops.
Yay.
I gave it actually to Boom Boom because the fact that she is kind of a little bitch, but like the Brotherhood still care about her and put up with her. Like it shows that she knows how to balance like being a boss bitch, but also caring about people. And the fact that she like sits with Amara to talk to her, and she, even though she does it in a roundabout way, she does like seek justice in chasing down the carjackers. So we're seeing that she is a good person. She just doesn't like authority. So I really liked her depiction in this episode.
I was almost going to pick her, Sean. That's so funny.
Oh, get out of my mind, Charles.
Or yeah, the MXP is definitely Xavier for not being there.
Yes, that was the best part. All right, and what is the X factor of this episode?
Can I go?
Go.
I mean, it's stuff we already talked about with Scott, but I think this is something that's very consistent about Scott in X-Men Evolution, because it's not just this episode. It's episodes, with Lance, and episodes all previously to this. And it's very consistent that whenever he does something douchey or insensitive, he uses that experience as an opportunity to do better the next time. And he's done this over and over. He realizes that he has blind spots, pun intended, due to his various privileges. And then he takes responsibility, and he is always learning from the people around him. And because at the end of the day, he is a good guy, he's just often ignorant of the world outside of his own way of life. And he's doing good things. So yeah. I kind of have a second one too. I'm going to say it too.
Okay.
My other one is kind of the end. The fact that they are wanting to use their powers openly, to use them for good and to help people, because I like it. And I think that they're content knowing that that day will one day come. And it's like a nice little sweet, moment that will pay off later. Ha!
It's very charmed, winky face.
Yeah.
My X factor stems from the idea that we started off as a whole like man versus woman kind of scenario. Like Scott keeps overstepping and not believing in Jean's power as a woman. So I really like this idea at the end. To me, Scott stepping in and helping, what that kind of shows me is any group that you're a part of, if you get too into it, you could become kind of like a zealot in a way, which I feel like the girls were being irresponsible because they were so into their girl power. So I like this idea that no matter if you're man or woman or whoever you are, you're going to need help from somebody eventually. So I like that the episode kind of taught us that lesson. Like, it's not always about like us versus them. Like, we can all just help each other.
Exactly.
I love that. My X factor is going to be the Sirens' actual outfits, like how we said that it kind of connects to the Extreme X-Men comics that were out at that time. So I liked that. I loved it. Kind of just like how 97 does, like how they gave you different uniforms of the X-Men throughout the ages. You're kind of getting a little bit of that, not exactly, but a little bit of it in this.
I forgot to say, I liked Boom Boom's hair so much better in her Siren's outfit because it was like pulled back and then it like fanned out. It looked so much better.
Yes, agreed. And it looked like Boom Boom from the comics too. You know what I mean?
Yep. All right. So our previously on for this week, who would you most want to see Boom Boom team up with? Jubilee, Dazzler, X-23, or Phoebe Cuckoo? Phoebe Cuckoo. Cuckoo.
I'm going to say Jubilee, because I think that would be fun to, like, their powers go together, they complement each other. They're similar enough. And fireworks go boom. And I think it'd just be fun to, like, and it'll be very much a cool light show, too. So, I don't know.
True.
I'll go with X-23. I think that they would be like kind of like instead of a good cop, bad cop, like a deadly cop and a drunk cop. So I think it would be like a funny, it would be like a funny comic. I'd love to read that, definitely.
Yeah, I actually started off, I was going to choose Jubilee, but I changed my answer to X-23 for a similar reason, because X-23 is so serious. Like, I think it'd be really funny to see Boom Boom being such, like, a prankster. Like, they would learn something from each other, so it'd be interesting and fun to see them. All right, so to wrap up here, would you like to hear about last week's Danger Room Divas?
Yes, please.
All right.
We got a few responses too. So this was Mr. Sinister, who I argued for, versus Rogue, who Ryan argued for. Who would be better at Mario Party? We had Legion Ivory write in and say, hate to admit it, but Mr. Sinister would be better, though only because he'd figure out the entire game within the first 3 minutes of playing. Laugh out loud. And then we also had... Oh, is it going to play? Turn down your volume, Sean. All right. We also had... M. Diaz Art, friend of the pod, said, come on, Rogue would cheat. Give Sinister a little tap-tap and she'd have all of his Mario skills and probably get some extra skills from some of the students like Jubilee.
Yes. I love when he said tap-tap.
Tap-tap, yep. And then we had Iron Stark UWU, who just basically bowed down to us because we're so amazing at representing our characters, Ryan. We are just so amazing.
What?
So the way this played out, it was close. Rogue got 39% of the votes. Mr. Sinister won with 61% of the votes. Me.
Congrats.
Thanks, bitch.
Another B word.
I know, you can say it.
Boom, boom, bitch. All right, so this week I'm not going again. You guys are going this week.
Oh, I thought we were going to skip this week.
To...
What? Okay.
No, we got so many views on ours this last week. We got over 1,000 views.
I know. Yeah, they loved it last week. I love that. Thank you for loving this, and thank you for inventing this, Sean. This is so much fun.
Stop it! Oh my god, I'm amazing. Kevin, I will give you the choice this week. Do you want to be heroes or villains?
Heroes.
Okay. All right, let's see who your hero is gonna be. It is Nightcrawler.
Ooh,
cute.
Bam, bam.
Kevin wins.
John's got a hard one for 90.
Yep. All right, and Ryan, yours is Deathbird.
Ooh, I don't think we've had Deathbird. Have we?
I don't think we have.
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right, your situation. Let's find out what your Nightcrawler and Deathbird are doing. Okay. Okay, this is going to be interesting. This one is inspired by me and Kevin because we're weirdos. So who would more likely have sex with a clone of themselves?
Oh, we did have plenty of talks about this. That's right. Okay. I'm thinking about who my person is. Okay.
All right. So let me get a timer ready while you both think. You got this. Let me get a timer going.
Come on, Gambit, can't you make this program a little tougher?
Oh, it's no game, Clyde. It's the danger room. It's where we train.
Danger Room Divas!
Simulation complete.
All right, so on this week's Danger Room Diva, we're arguing Ryan has Deathbird, Kevin has Nightcrawler. Who would most likely have sex with a clone of themselves? All right. Ryan, you're going to go first. 30 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Get set. Go.
All right, so the reason that Deathbird would have sex with a clone of herself is because do you obviously believe that she's going to come all the way to the Milky Way ghetto to find someone to have sex with when she can actually just stay out in the space area where she can just fuck a giant, so many clones. Like, honestly, she could just have as many clones as she wants. Also, I mean, if she is part of the Shi'ar, they all look very similar too. So she's probably been into someone that looks very similar to herself, so she's not going to have a hard time fucking it.
What's wrong with you? All right, Kevin. Ready?
I think those were valid.
Set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was valid. Ready, set, go.
Okay, so even though Nightcrawler is religious, he's gonna, take some advantage of that masturbatory ideas. He's like, I can fuck myself. It's great. I've got that bam bam bams. I got my tail that it can really good for insert. I might be into blue people too. Nightcrawler's into blue people too. You never know. It's that skin. It's great. It's beautiful, and love yourself.
Time.
Okay.
If you can't fuck yourself, how the fuck you gonna fuck someone else?
Amen. For the record, Ryan and I have both, or Kevin and I have both gone on record as saying we would totally fuck a clone of ourselves.
Yeah, we have.
Why not? Yeah, you know your limits.
Yeah.
You know what you can do. So it probably be
you
really
know what you
fun.
Well, you two are fucking weirdos. Thank you for your arguments.
You're welcome.
I love it.
Good times.
I'm excited
All right.
to see how this one turns out.
Yeah. As you get your little opera binoculars.
Yeah, right.
So many RuPaul references. I'm excited for next week. So we will be back next week with Operation Rebirth, a very Wolverine-centric episode. And we have for you a guest, a Wolverine cosplayer that we saw at Uncanny X-Men last year. And I'm excited to get to know them and hear their story.
Woohoo.
Very much so, yeah. So they had such an amazing performance at the Uncanny Experience. It was so cool.
Yeah, and it was like definitely mine and Kevin's type of music. We were both like bulging in our pants because they danced to Monster by Skillet.
Yeah, I was jamming out. I was only a little bit drunk. Did I drink? I think I don't remember what I had, but I was in it.
I think you had a champagne. Yeah, you had a champagne.
Okay. I had a champagne. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. Well, until next week, Ryan, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at RYEORIO, or you guys can find me in the Solving for X comments.
Cool. And you can find me on Sean Perrette on mostly Instagram, somewhat TikTok. And you can find Solving for X on YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads. Yeah, I try to do stuff on Blue Sky. But Kevin, where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at KJEEZY87, or you can listen to the other podcasts that we do about charmed books, Words of the Witches, all the places. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Sexy Xies, thank you for listening. We'll see you next week for more ridiculousness.
Bye. Have fun having sex with your clones, Sexy Xies.
My favorite.